Welcome to day 3 of our journey on the Dempster Highway all the way up to the Arctic Ocean. We woke up this morning and the wind is howling. It's shaking the box back and forth, feel like we're on an airplane. I couldn't even safely grab the camera and load everybody in the truck because it would have either blown the camera out of my hand or somebody would have got hurt with these doors. And a tripod probably would have fell over. It's that windy outside. So we've got an exciting day in store for us. Well, this is a little bit of an unexpected turn of events. We've got to make up some ground. I think we've got to go, how many?
235 kilometers.
We have about 235 kilometers, which is,
I don't know in miles, but it's 2 river crossings we're going to go through.
And hopefully we'll get to camp at a reasonable time tonight with no wind. So y'all stay tuned. We've made it this far, the halfway mark. So far, so good. It's been pretty uneventful despite the rough road conditions, but that was about to change. After camping at the Arctic Circle, our general morale was definitely on a high. With every mile further north, we were writing a new narrative in our own little history book. We soon found ourselves at the Northwest Territories border, only to find that this wind had only gotten worse.
Hold on to it tight. That's for the bird, brother. Let's get rolling.
We could barely even get the token sticker shot on the sign pole.
Boys, stick it on there. Come on. Let's get rolling.
Sustained winds of 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 40 and 50 made driving conditions interesting, to say the least. This was the furthest away from family, friends, and society in general that we have ever been. And even as remote as we were, we found that we weren't alone. If there's one thing that's a guarantee on the Dempster Highway, it's to prepare for the unexpected. Well, this is a little bit of an unexpected turn of events on the Dempster Highway. We're actually in a little bit of a traffic jam. We have one guy just pass us, which seems kind of silly because there's some really big equipment in front of us, which I suppose they're taking it all the way up to the Arctic Ocean. And it is just kicking up a huge cloud of dust with this wind, so it's very difficult to navigate and see. Unfortunately, this is about some of the smoothest road that we've been on, and we can't pick up any speed because of that. These guys are in front of us. So
That's crazy.
It's a little wild, but I guess
He thinks he's in the city, I guess, over here driving, like right behind. There's like 3 big rigs full of heavy equipment. Probably not going all the way to the Arctic Ocean, but some construction, something up here. And this guy passes us and he's just right on their tail, just eating dust. I'm trying to stay back so I can see, and the air filter, I don't want to be eating dust.
Yeah. In any case, wasn't quite expecting this, but I guess it gives us a little bit more time to enjoy the scenery when we're not engulfed in a cloud of dust. Well, we made it to the first ferry crossing here at the Peel River, and wouldn't you know it, we're stuck in traffic again. This convoy, it was like 4 or 5 big rigs in a row. We kind of got in the middle of them. We pulled over. They pulled over. Then we got back on the road, and we passed them while they were still pulled over. But now there's still 2 more ahead of us, and we are just now waiting our turn to cross the ferry. We'll see how long this takes.
All right, you want to make some dinner?
Why?
So they have to unload these to get them on the ferry. It's got to unload this backhoe and I guess put it on there, and then drive the big rig on there or whatever and go across, drive them across, put them back together, put them back on, and they're going to Inuvik. I said, so it's going to be a minute. He goes, oh yeah.
Well, thank goodness we at least were able to pass 2 or 3 others in this convoy.
18-wheelers, yeah.
Like I said earlier, we kind of got stuck in the middle. There's two in front of us, so...
So the process is I got to get the equipment off the truck. The equipment goes onto the ferry, goes across. Ferry comes back, picks up the truck, goes across, comes back. So basically it's 2 trips per rig. And then we're behind 2 of these guys. So
it is
3 more passes. It's going to be a minute.
2:22 right now. 2:22. We've already been sitting here probably 15 minutes or better. So I'll update you what time it is and how long it took us to cross this 5-minute ferry when we get on the other side. So wish us luck. So while we waited and waited some more, thinking it'd be faster to swim across at this point, we were at least somewhat entertained by the loading and unloading process of these big rigs with heavy machinery. This is a norm for people up here, just another day, and the way of life in the Arctic. Goods are either flown in or driven by truck down this road. And for any kind of modern day machinery, well, this is the process. Mind you, they'll have to repeat this whole dance for another river crossing shortly ahead, too. During the winter, these rivers are frozen, bypassing the need for a ferry altogether, and some truckers will say they prefer the ice roads over the dirt due to this. Also, interestingly, the ice roads tend to be buttery smooth compared to the rutted, potholy dirt road in the summer. Okay, we're inching closer. Thankfully, they allowed us to pass by them so we could get towards the front of the line. They still had quite a ways to go, it looked like. They were lifting off. I don't even know. Kurt, explain it. What were they doing?
So I think the truck and trailer was too long, so there's like an extension piece on there they had to remove off the trailer and then pick it up and put it on top of the trailer, hook the 18-wheeler back up, and then they're going to tow that whole thing. Wild, bro.
It reminds me of that riddle, like, how do you get a bear and a fox and a chicken across the river without them all eating themselves? I think this is the real life version of that. A lot of logistics. I'm sure these guys know what they're doing, though. We're just the ones trying to figure it all out. It is now, well, it's not too bad. It's 2:49, almost 2:50.
So it'll be about an hour, boys.
We're still not across, but we're inching closer. Finally, it was our turn.
Good.
It was a bit comical waiting all that time when the ride itself really is less than 10 minutes. We didn't even have time to get out, nor was it recommended to do so. Where are we at, Hammy?
We're on a ferry.
Yeah, finally. This cable ferry was built in 1981 and operates on demand, usually from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. daily, with service starting in early June and closing for the winter in early November. Albeit a short ferry ride, all 600 meters of it, this was another first for Macho. All right, it is 3:22, and we are rolling. Finally made it off that ferry, but we still got one ahead of us. However, I think we are ahead of the convoy now, so hopefully it's all clear, smooth sailing from here. It's only 68 kilometers, or 40 miles, between the Peel River crossing and the next ferry at the MacKenzie River. In between the two lies the small First Nation village of Fort McPherson, population of 800, which was the largest town we've seen since the start of the highway. The community has a long-standing history as the primary trading post along the MacKenzie Delta since 1840. So after a quick pit stop, we found ourselves at the MacKenzie River for our second ferry crossing of the day. Thankfully, this crossing went a lot smoother than the last. The only wait we had this time was for the ferry to come back to shore from its previous run. This one is just a bit longer, but it's still less than 15 minutes to cross. It too follows a similar schedule to the Peel Ferry, open seasonally during the warmer months only. So when it's not running, either the river is frozen solid and you can still cross, or you just don't. Also worth noting, these are public ferries maintained and run by the government. There is no fee to cross. Now that we're on the other side, ferries behind us, we found camp just 20 miles to the north. It was a long, trying day, and we were all ready for a home-cooked meal. I don't know about Kurt, but I am beat. Between the wind waking us up last night, the whole box shaking, the stress of these ferry crossings.
Those were easy.
I I'm just beat, and the sun never sets up here. I think it's really starting to catch up with me. We've been in the car a lot, haven't really been able to move a ton, which is also kind of getting to me. I'm just tired. I'm ready for some good sleep. Anyways, day 3 has been completely different from day 2, which was completely different from day 1. So we've got one more day allotted to get us all the way up to the Arctic Ocean and Toyuk. Did I say that right?
The most commonly known pronunciation is in English, Tuktoyaktuk, but the correct way to say it in our language, Inuvialuktun, is Duktuyaktuk, Duktuyaktuk, and the anglicized version, Tuktoyaktuk. And locals, we just call it Tuk for short. Queen Aini.
Tuk for short.
246 kilometers from here to the Arctic Ocean sign. We got to pass through Inuvik.
But fun fact, we've made it up this far and hopefully all the way tomorrow to Inuvik on one fuel tank.
Well, we're at a half a tank. Yep. We're getting over 11 miles per gallon.
We saw almost 12.
At one point it was 12. The truck loves riding about 40, 50 miles an hour. It's just idling.
All right, so we're going to enjoy our dinner and hopefully get some shut-eye tonight amongst this midnight sun. Hope you guys are enjoying. Stay with us for day 4.